Good morning. Good morning to everybody. How you guys are doing out there in radio land and everybody watching on Facebook. Look, good to Facebook Live. It's good to see you. Thank you for joining us for another edition of the 623 Lives Matter radio show on WOM 92.9 South Philadelphia Community Radio. Whew. A little tired this morning, y'all. A little tired this morning. But before we get all into everything, I know a lot of you guys know here at 623 we had a death in our 623 family. Our sister, our loved one, Tanya Lucas, she passed away over the weekend. We're just gonna say a few words and make sure you guys have whatever you remember about her, and then we're gonna have a moment of silence. And before we get into everything, we're just going to take a moment and think about, her life and what she meant to her family, everybody that she touched and everybody that she worked with. Let's just take a moment and reminisce and have a moment of silence for our sister Tanya Lucas. All right, good people. It's good to see you. I'm glad you guys are listening in. I wanted to touch on what happened at the union meeting on Saturday. I know a lot of people said they was going to come, didn't show up. That was the first meeting after the contract count, the vote count, where we voted no, but because of the Constitution, they were able to implement it on us, and a lot of people were upset and just discouraged with the whole union and what the union means. At the meeting, it was pretty much the same thing. We were told that, hey, look, enough people didn't vote, even though you guys voted no. We didn't have enough people to vote no, even though the majority that did vote voted no. So that was the whole thing. There was nothing. There was almost like, that's what you get kind of feel to it. That's the way I felt. It was like, no matter what you guys would have done, we were going to do what we want to do anyway. And that's the way a lot of people felt in the building. When they still talk about it. The number one question is, why are we paying union dues? If I'm voting for something and, it's not being honored, then why am I paying? And that's the reality of it. But the thing of it is, I get that you do have to have guidelines and bylaws when you have an organization. You do have to run it a certain way. And I said this on Sunday at a group. We had a meeting, and my whole argument was this: I get the whole bylaw and constitution. I get that you do have to have rules and regulations in an organization. I get it. But in an organization like this, where the members are supposed to be protected and prioritized at all times, I think when there is I didn't know they did that. That's pretty good. I think when there is an opportunity to show that you really care about the members, I think you should always do that, especially with the climate is harsh that it is for unions right now. I think that they could have went a long way and showed the all labor, especially the members here at Teamsters, that they really care about them, and for them to pick the Constitution over the member, I think that's a black eye to us, but not only to us, but all labor, because you always want to put the member in the forefront, that you have their best interests at heart. And when that doesn't happen, these kinds of things happen, you know what I mean? And my whole argument is this: when the system that is built to protect the members, when it fails the member, I think you should err on the side of the member and then fix the system. You know what I mean? Don't so okay, well, we're just going to worry about the structure and then forget about the people that are supposed to protect. And I think that's what they did. I think they worried about the Constitution and let us all, and they held us hostage. You know what I mean? You know, and to me, I think it was personal, as well as, you know, political. You know, I know I said this before. You know, they spent all this money, all the propaganda, all these things, and the members still beat all that. They beat the money from the company. They beat the money from the Teamsters, and we won. So we thought, and this was their way. To me, this was their way of getting back at all of us. So the next steps that I believe, and I hope everybody is paying attention, that we need to get delegates to the convention and make sure that we change this Constitution, that this will never happen again. You know, this is one of the worst feelings that you can have, because when you win and you still lose, that's a bad feeling. You confused, because like the members keep asking, why are we paying union dues?
You know what? I'm asking myself the same question.
Why you're paying dues?
And the fact is, now the Constitution, to me, they put that in there to give themselves an out. Because then the Constitution does say that, but that doesn't mean you have to go by that.
Right.
And I know everybody heard the saying, customer's always right. So like big business, you go into the store, customer's always right.
Right.
We're paying dues. We voted no.
Right.
So we should have been, they should have said, look, my members voted no, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to go by what the membership says.
Right, I agree.
The Constitution says last and final offer. Nobody said it was the last and final offer. So they're using the loophole and they're using the back door to get over on their own membership.
I know.
The fact is, Rich, it's a sad day when the people who is elected to protect us are the ones that's throwing us to the wolves.
Right.
And that's sad. You know, through this whole process, way before the negotiations, way before all that, we got no transparency from our local, no transparency from the IBT. We didn't know anything that was going on. We was brown. How you going to brown out the membership? That to me, you telling me you're negotiating this huge contract, the biggest contract in the country,
right?
And the members don't know nothing about it.
Nope.
We're supposed to be the strongest union in the country. We're supposed to be the backbone of the unions, and this is what happens. How can you are only as weak as your weakest member or leader? And if this is what they're showing us, it's a sad day. And you can't blame no politician.
No, you can't.
Who come out and say paying union dues is wrong.
Right.
I mean, how can you argue the fact that you're paying dues, you vote, and then they come back and they say, "Oh, well, your vote didn't count."
Yeah, I was wondering, you know, if I was trying to organize a company, and you know, before you organize somebody, you know they're going to do the research on the union that's trying to organize them, and if I'm the company that they're trying to organize, and the union comes in and tries to talk to my members, towards my employees, all I got to do is say, hey, look, you know, I never took your voice here. You always come to me and talk. I never did anything to you. So, and look at these guys. And you can pull it up. It's all over everywhere. Google it. Right. I mean, the news, the Wall Street Journal, Bloomberg, it's everywhere. So how can you justify that? You know, you want people to join your organization, but their number one tool is their voice. That's how they tell you they want to be in a union or not. They gotta vote.
Yeah.
They gotta vote to get in a union. So what, they gonna take their vote too?
And the thing about that is, to be certified as a union, you have to vote. 51% of the members have to vote.
Right.
I mean, 51% of the voters had to vote them in.
Right.
And now I'm gonna piggyback off what you said.
I see where you're going.
I'm gonna piggyback off what you just said. Now, how can you? Let's say they go to try to organize Amazon. Oh yeah, we the strongest union in the country. We can get you this, we can get you that. Amazon, I can say, yo, my man, I just gave you $15. Right. They giving their people $13. They people voted down their contract and they giving it to them anyway.
Right.
I'm doing you good.
Right.
Why you gotta go to them?
Right.
I mean, why should you pay union dues for something that we're doing for you?
They really did a bad job, man. They did a bad job in this one. They really did. I just can't believe it wasn't just the contract that they messed up. They messed up future organizing drives. They messed up future contracts. Because UPS, because when they came out with the statement saying, unfortunately, we realized that the members voted down the small package and the freight contract, and we thought we gave them this and this. We were willing to go back to the table with the leadership and blah, blah, blah. So now you know that UPS is like, okay, you know what? We ain't going to say nothing. We're going to give these guys the worst contract that we can possibly give them from now on, because we know the leadership, if they're still in place, is going to do this again.
I ain't think about that.
Yeah, because think about it. If UPS just, they jumped the gun this time when they came out with that statement, because they was panicking, because they had to put out there, hey, look, we're getting ready to go into our busiest time, and we got to put something out there and let them know, hey, look, you can come back to the table. We can't afford for you guys to go out. So they put it out there. Instead of our people jumping on it, they said, nah, man, we're going to jump in the members and give it to them. Now UPS said, you know what? From now on, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to give you the worst contract I can, because, number one, you're not going to vote. And if you do vote, you're not going to have enough. So no matter what you do, you're going to get this contract. And I'm going to make out. I'm going to make out.
How can you go and you say you the biggest, you the baddest? I mean, give me a reason to join this union. I'll tell you now, they would never get FedEx now, because if I'm FedEx, like, yo, look what they did to their own members.
Yep.
Why you want to join that organization?
I know. That's the bad part right there.
The Teamsters Union is the biggest union busters out there. You can't blame the politicians. You can't blame nobody except this union. The union is the biggest union buster out there.
Right.
Politicians is going to run with it, because I know I would. I run with this.
Right. But saying all that, good people, there's still hope. I mean, there's still a chance that we can turn this around. If you know me, man, I'm trying to be a positive and a man of faith about everything, even when it's dim and dark. Like Martin Luther King said, only when it's dark can you see the brightest stars. So I think it's time for the stars to shine right now. You know what I mean? We got elections coming up all over the country. I know 767, and then you got elections in 705, and we got ours next year. And I think what we need to do is, in order to take this union back from these complacent and just illogical leadership, what we need to do is get new leadership. Number one, I think that's the basis of what we need to do. You get new leadership, and it'll breathe life into the membership, because you guys heard it, you hear all the time, attitude reflects leadership. Stagnant leadership, stagnant membership. Whatever the members do, whatever the leaders do or don't do, that's what the members are going to do. I mean, I put on our wall this video that was taken in 705, because they have a separate contract. They're not with the national. And man, their leaders got up and said what they weren't going to take, and what this is what they was going to do. And the members, man, they was hyped. They was ready to go to war. Then come to find out, I was reading that the executive board took all the stewards off the job from UPS, and actually had a meeting on how they was going to attack and prepare for what was going on. And that's what you need as a leader. You have to prepare your people. You have to.
Yeah.
You just can't say this is just give them something they don't prepare them for it. And that's what these guys don't do here. They don't prepare us for anything. You know what I mean? They come to us at the end and say, like they told us with this whole you're not going to pay if you don't vote yes the first time thing, this is what's going to happen. Now, come to find out, there was two other locals with that same language, and those two locals, they voted theirs down anyway.
You know what? And I'm gonna comment on what Mr. Stewart just put up. In '97, we had stronger leadership. The reason, and the thing is, they didn't even present the members with the contract the UPS wanted.
Right.
The UPS offered them a contract. They said, no, we're not even going to take that contract to the membership. So, you can put the sole blame on the leadership. If the leaders, now we can say that, oh, people didn't vote, whatever case may be. Yeah, they can put that on us. But the fact is, you guys, the leaders, are not giving us nothing to vote on. Y'all keep giving us these garbage contracts. Y'all not fighting for the membership. And yes, we definitely need to change in 623. Actually, we need to change across the board.
Yeah, we do.
From top to bottom. We
yeah.
need to get all these guys out of here.
Yeah, every last one.
Because he ain't fighting for none of us. And we actually, at the meeting, a year before negotiations, we asked Shanahan, what are you doing to prepare the members for potential strike? His answer was, oh, well, it's too early to think about that. But in 97, Mr. Carey, he was preparing his members a year in advance.
A year in advance.
He prepared them. So when it came time to say, look, it's time to walk off the job, you got all your soldiers intact. Right. Everybody's with you.
Right.
You can't come and then 2 months before we might go on strike, and then we ask you questions about strike fund and all this other stuff. You don't know. So you, Mr. Shanahan, had no intentions of fighting the company. You, the RBT, had that strike vote was for what? You didn't use it?
Yeah, it was all smoke and mirrors,
man.
It was just trying to say like we did something, you know what I mean? Because they didn't do it last time. They didn't plan on using that, man. That was just a waste of time. You know what I mean? They didn't plan on using it because, you know, if you got a tool like that and your members voted down, you know, you use it. You use it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Mr. Greco, I don't know how they do that, man. And you know, and that's the issue. That's the issue everybody is having right now. You know, because all the attention, you know, and UPS sitting back, man, they sitting back chilling, laughing at us. Because they're no longer the people that we're fighting against. We're fighting against.
They're not the bad guys.
They're not the bad guys.
Can't put it on them.
Because you remember, when we first started this whole thing, man, it was harassment. Oh, man, they harass your members. They supervisors work every day. Oh, my goodness, man, they this, your check is always wrong, da-da-da-da-da. Class. Ain't nobody said none of that no more. It's all about, why am I paying union dues?
And the fact is, all the stuff that we complained about wasn't even addressed.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't addressed.
None of it wasn't addressed. And these guys, man, I just don't know. I want to know what happened. Like, what is it about the IBT that makes certain people so afraid that they can't stand up to them? I mean, we were at the convention. There's nothing to be afraid about. I mean, what are you afraid? And we were surrounded.
You know what though? Me and you both were at that convention, and I was when I tell you I was overwhelmed, I did not know to the extent of how people was going to judge us. But here's the thing: the fact is, the more we stood our ground against all in that hostile territory, the more respect that we gained.
Right.
So when we first got there, people like the guy was sitting next to him, man, he was in our ear and this, but he brought Rich a drink. We tried to.
Yeah.
And we actually sat down,
yeah,
talked to them guys, and them guys told us how they felt. They respected how we felt.
Right.
So it's like the more we were there, and the more they said, look, these guys are not going to back down, the more respect we gained. The reason, and we also found out that our local leaders are not respected in the Joint Council.
Not at all. So
they can tell you whatever they want. We talked to the people in the Joint Council, and they had some, and the stuff they said, we can't even say on the radio. Because they still had some harsh words to say. So how can you gain respect? I would rather you stand up and get knocked down than to just lay down.
Right. And the thing about this, class, and it's funny how things come back full circle. You know what I mean? They laughed at us. They poked fun at us. All this stuff. Our board and some of their people that are loyal to them. You know, they sent us out there, all jacked up. We had no room and all this stuff. And we went out there, And it's funny that Fred and a couple other people put this back out there. We went out there to change the Constitution so this wouldn't happen. So this would not happen.
And then to think about it, not only did they not stand up to go to the convention to stand up against Hoffa, they tried to prevent us from going.
Right.
And then when that didn't work, because thing is, I'll never forget sitting there with my brothers, and we was going to sleep in the hotel hallway. Because we told them, we was like, look,
we ain't going nowhere.
We ain't going home.
Nope.
Y'all don't pay. Look, we'll stay in the hallway.
Right.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And now, so you don't want to go to Hoffa or to the convention and tell them how you feel, but you goes later to celebrate.
It's party, yeah, right. So
you don't go to fight,
you go
to celebrate. You go to party with
right.
Hoffa.
Yeah, like I said, that whole thing came full circle. When we went to go try to fix this Constitution from what was happening, it was all a joke. It was all fun and games. Now look at what happened. It ain't funny now as a people. It ain't funny that they use that same Constitution that we try to go and fix. They use it against us. That's why next time in 2021, all across the country, we need to make up in our mind that we're going to send delegates there to change this Constitution. Because if not, who knows what's going to happen if Fred and O'Brien get in. Who knows what may happen, But we need to change this language to make it better for us, man, because this is not how unions are supposed to be. You always protect your members. You always have their best interests at heart, no matter what. No matter how you feel about that member, no matter about, the Constitution or whatever the case may be, always go with the member. Because the Constitution ain't paying for those cars he driving. The Constitution ain't keeping their lights on. The Constitution ain't putting food on their table. It's the members. It's the members that's doing that. So, and like Mr. Greco said, we talked about it earlier, what they just did, they really took the union back. They took it back. They took it back. They took it back.
50, 60 years.
Because there's no way that people will join a union, and the major thing they have is their voice, and you just took it away because it was personal. It was personal, class. I don't care what nobody say. You can say what you want to say. It was personal and political. They did that for a reason, because they were upset that the members beat them. All the money they spent, everything, calls to the house, all that, and the members beat it, and they couldn't take it. And that's what I'm telling you. Because, Clarence, if the goal of the union is to give a member the voice and protect from corporate greed, and we did that, UPS conceded, and your members, majority voted no, then why are you giving them the contract?
You know what?
I don't get that.
Now, a loophole is like people put loopholes in contracts or in whatever they want to put in. It gives them a way out. But my thing is, why as a union you want to give yourself a way out from the membership?
Right.
We have used I've seen UPS I've seen managers use loopholes in the contract to get over on other people, on all types of stuff. Like the work as instructor thing. They use that on that.
Everything.
Everything falls under work as instructor. You fail to follow instructions.
Yes.
They use that on everything.
Everything.
So why, as a union, do you got a loophole for your own people?
For your own people.
My thing is, you go by what the members want. Period. It's the end of story.
Hey, babe.
Go by what the members want, and that's it. It shouldn't be because you say you're protecting us from corporate greed, but it seems like the greedy people is the union.
It's officials, yeah.
That's what it seems
I
like.
Agree. By allowing this class, and we just got to get him out of office, man. And I think here at this local, we got about 11, 12 months left for these guys in office, and we got to do everything we can, and I hope people can understand what's going on. This is not personal. I still respect those guys in office, and I'll do what I can. If they ask me to do something to help out the union, I would do it with no hesitation. But as for leadership, man, they just have to go. There is nothing about them that'll make me vote for them ever again. And it just keep getting worse. It just keep getting worse, and it just keep getting worse, and it just keep getting worse. 2013, open up our eyes.
Yeah.
And then in 2014, I'll never forget the conversation I had matter of fact, 4 years ago to this month, I just never forget that conversation I had with them, man. And that really did it for me. That conversation I had with, it was all of them in there, and Harry Brown was in there, and we was talking about it. And the answer they gave to me about, telling the members to be, stop crying and pull their pants and all, after you just took everything away from them and you shoved the contract on them, that kind of just broke everything down for me. I can't be associated with people who are not going to fight. I just can't do it. If the company is fighting me and you ain't protecting me from them, then I gotta turn around and fight you. Then why do I need you?
Don't. And I'm gonna tell you now. I'm gonna disagree a little bit on this point here. To me, it is very personal. Now I'm gonna explain to you what I'm talking about.
Right.
Now, when it comes to, now I'm a steward, and those are the leaders. When it comes to going into the office, doing a hearing, going against the company, I'm with you 100% because that's my job.
Right.
But when it comes to voting on the next election, when it comes to working on you with you as far as the membership, that to me is personal. When you look at me, you come to the hall, look the members in the eye, tell them what you're going to fight for. Then you go behind their back and take our vote and our voice away. That to me is very personal. That to me is, you're telling me that this is my livelihood.
Right.
This is how I take care of my children. So when you threaten my livelihood and you threaten my children, now it is personal. When you threaten the way I live and the way I care for my family, now it's personal. Yeah. And the fact is, it's one thing if the membership would have voted yes, then
right. That's something different. That's something different. Right.
But the membership voted no.
Right.
So, and yeah, they are sitting on their behinds doing nothing. They get paid a lot of money from our dues, and they're doing nothing to deserve it. Absolutely nothing. Now, I had a member today who said, who said, oh, what's the guy name? Oh, Reggie. He said, oh, what's the guy name that comes to the meetings and start the meetings? I said, it's Bill Martin. I said, yo, what do he do? I mean, this guy literally does absolutely nothing.
I'm gonna say something. This is gonna throw you for a loop. You know what, Clarence? Out of all those guys up on the stage, besides Jumbo, Billy Mars is probably the most truthful guy up there. I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna tell you why. You remember in 2013, he came out. He ain't sugarcoat. He said, "Look, it is what it is. You guys. A couple years ago, when we first became full time, and the supervisor told us, he said, "Look, I don't like y'all, and cause y'all full time, whatever. I can respect that, cause you straight up truth with me. You know what I mean? But Billy Marsh, Billy." Hey, look, man. He probably the most truthful guy up there. You know what I'm saying? That I can. I know a lot of people don't like him. I'm not saying that. I'm gonna vote for the guy, which I'm not. But when it comes to that, he was straight up with us, man. He was like, "Look, man, it is what it is. This, that, and the other. And that's bad." But he was straight up. He was straight up with us with that one. But again, I hope you guys are signing this petition. We only needed 7. But we got way more than that already. And we're going to continue to do it for the next 3 months because we want you guys to have some transparency in this whole process. Throughout this whole process, we didn't have it. And we asked for it when they first started it. The first question I asked Shanahan, I said, "Shanahan, will you guys be transparent in this negotiations?" Because you weren't in the last one. His whole thing was, "Oh, yeah, we were. Well, it wasn't. So,
yeah.
So,
yeah.
When you guys get this paper, make sure you sign, because it's going to benefit all of us. No matter who's in office, no matter what, it is going to protect you and your family from top to bottom. We got it all in there, how it's going to do it. It's detailed and how it's going to structure it. All we need to do is present it on January, and then in March, we'll vote. You know what I mean? So, hey, listen, you guys have got to sign this petition. It's very, very important because we want to show our e-board that we are together and making sure that we have transparency in future negotiations for Local 623. All right? So you got to sign this petition. We're going to be at the gates with them. So when you see us out there, come on over. We'll talk about it. We'll hash it out. Sign a paper. Even if you don't vote for us, it's going to benefit you regardless if you vote for us or not. Because not having transparency in this process, man, and then they throw this whole thing in there about not voting the first, if you don't vote yes the first time, and then we didn't know anything, and the brown out. Man, there was too much stuff going on for us not to know about. And that's not how it's supposed to go down. We pay a lot of money. And so for us not to have anything during this whole process is really, really bad. Really, really bad. So again, when you see us out there, make sure you sign this petition. And you know what, Reggie? This is why the company and our officials do what they do to part-timers. Because part-timers, they just don't vote. And that's why you guys keep getting shafted. Because they say, look, they're not going to vote anyway. So just give them this trash contract because they're not going to vote. Man, look what they just did. They just told you that, you know what, a person coming off the street is going to make as much as a person that's been here 3 or 4 years, who sweated, who cried, who got harassed, check was short, probably got suspended, whatever the case may be. You had to go through all this type of stuff, and they're going to make as much as you. And then, Clarence, they're going to get this bone. They're still going to get up. Somebody said they're going to get $200
Oh, I heard that. Now, here's the thing. They are going to get, they're raising the bonus up to $200, well, I heard.
Right.
You have part-timers who can't get $200 a week working. And right. What they say today on midnight, get everybody off the clock, get them off the clock.
Yeah, get your non-essentials.
Get your
non-essentials out there.
You know what, I'm going to tell you, man. Now, here you talking about personal?
Yeah, that's bad.
You call me a non-essential, then that's personal. Because I'm a human being. Whether I'm non-essential to you or not, I come in here and I work hard every day. I'm not a non-essential.
Non-essential, man.
Nobody who works at UPS is a non-essential. Everybody has a name and a purpose of being there. And for you to sit there and call people that work for you non-essential, if you ask me, you non-essential. Because our officials are non-essential. Because they ain't doing the job.
I know, man, and that's the part I feel kind of bad because you don't want to keep talking about these guys like this, man. But because it makes the whole union look bad, and that's but you got to tell the truth, and the people got to know what's going on so they can vote. You know what I mean? And I just hope that people get out and vote these guys out of office. Every last one of them, man. I'm telling you. Because what they just did is a slap in the face to all labor. Because if you don't have a voice, then what do you have?
You know what? Kind of like we've been saying this all the time. Kind of like what Reggie said. The union is as strong as the members. The local leaders are not the union. Right. The members are. The membership determines. Because the thing is, if the members would have voted, then they can't use that loophole. That's one thing.
Right.
So, but it's like people get so discouraged by their own people.
Right.
Like in 2013, the contract was shoved down our throat. And like somebody told you before, the vote didn't matter. So when people start thinking that their vote don't matter,
then they won't participate.
Then they don't participate.
Yeah.
So as a union, you should want your people to participate.
Right.
They don't want us to participate. They don't want that.
I know. They know if we do, then potentially they'll be out of a job, you know. And I think our leaders could have went a long way with us, like you said, with celebrating the progress that we did have, because we got 30,000 more people to vote, right? And I think they could have went a long way with bringing more participation in, because you can't tell me, because in 2013 it was the whole thing where you guys didn't vote, the yes votes won, and that was their stickling point, and we had to take it, the master. This time we turned it around, and we still got to take it. So to me, you just can't have it both ways. You can't. You know what I mean? A union is built on choices and trust. We didn't have no choice, and no trust. So what do we have now? So all I can say is this: we still have each other. There are some good leaders out there, and we know who they are, but we just don't have them here at 623.
Yeah,
we just don't have them. Not in the office of leadership. We do have some good leaders here, but we just don't have them in officials as far as like the e-board. You know what I mean? So, and I think that's going to change. I really do believe that. I think people are starting to realize that, hey, you know what? I think times are changing, because the union has to change along with the companies that their members work for. Because you remember when I first, and I know you saw this too, when we first started working at UPS about 20 years ago, it was totally different. The managers looked a certain way, they dressed a certain way. It was a private shared company, all these things like that. Now, it's more progressive. The managers look just like the employees now. They interact more. They hang out together. They go out to clubs together and all these kinds of things, building a relationship, so it's hard for them to trust the officials. You know what I mean? So they have stepped their game up, and I think the union and the officials need to do the same thing. Be more proactive and positive. Do things that'll get your people involved in what's going on. You know what I mean? You have to be like one of the members told me not long ago. She's been there about 30 years. She told me that while the company has gotten more aggressive in their approach against the members, the union did not do anything to protect the members from that. They just stayed the same, stagnant. And with stagnant leadership, you got stagnant membership. And that's what happened to us.
No, I don't. And here's the problem with me. Now think about it. 92,000 people voted, right?
Right.
43%. Okay, 92,000 people voted. Only 46% of the votes count. And the reason why I say that is, if you voted no, I mean, like if you voted yes and the yes outweighed the no, then your vote still counted. You just got outvoted. But when you vote no and the no votes outweighed the yes, and they say you're gonna push through anyway, then even though you voted no, that vote did not count.
Right.
So you can say that loophole was put in there so that a little bit of people don't speak for the majority.
Right.
But that's exactly what they did when they pushed this contract through. See, because what you're saying is only 46%. So not how much was that?
45 or something like that.
So about 45,000 people are making a decision for over 250,000 members. And the fact is, we voted no.
Right.
I mean, we voted no.
I know.
I mean, I can't say it any other way. Is we voted no.
I know.
We voted no.
Right.
And it makes no sense that I'm paying you to protect me.
And you the one that's letting me get busted all up.
And you're the one. So it's just like if you hire somebody as a bodyguard, and somebody busts upside your head, and the bodyguard let them do it.
Well, why you need a bodyguard?
Yeah, why you need a bodyguard?
Right.
Man, I'd rather take my chances.
Right. That's what we're doing. We're taking our chances. And you see what happened. So again, this is WOM 92.9 South Philadelphia Community Radio. Hey, we got our brother show, Hector Fortis. He comes on every Saturday or Sunday. I think it's Saturday. I know he's been coming on Sunday as of late. But normally it's every Saturday from 3 to 5 p.m. Very, very good show. There's a lot of stuff going on. Matter of fact, their election is, their nominations is Sunday. So good luck to you, Hector. You and your team. Experience matters. You guys look like you guys got it going on, man. I saw the pictures. Y'all had a lot of people at that meet and greet. So, man, good luck to you guys. Let us know if you need any type of help and assistance, man. But I know you guys got it under control. Because you guys vote up there in 804, man. The members control that local.
No,
they do.
You got to give the numbers on their.
Yeah, their numbers was like 3,500 no to 150 yes. You know, the members control that local. And that's what we're trying to bring back here. The members, it's your local. It's not nobody in office. It's not the IBTs. It's yours. You pay for it. So it belongs to you. And I think if you guys really acted on what you're paying for, none of these things would be going on. I mean, because you look at our people in office. They've been in office, the core group, been in office just as long as Hoffa's been in office. So you're talking about the same ideas and the same mechanism that's in the IBT is here as well.
Here's the thing. I'm going to say it a little differently. They've been in the office running the same thing. But the thing is, our union leaders don't have no ideas. Their ideas are Hoffa. Any idea they have is given to them by Hoffa. And they said that themselves. We ain't going to undermine the IBT. Yeah. We ain't going to do this. We ain't going to do that.
Yeah, that part bothers me, man.
So, ideas, Rich, any ideas they have is coming from Hoffa. Well, and that's how I feel. No. I feel as though they don't have no ideas. They have no voice. They're afraid to fight anybody. They do exactly what Hoffa says, and that's it. Period. And anybody who disagrees, you come to the meetings.
Right.
All you gotta do is come to one union meeting,
and you'll see it for yourself. You'll see it for yourself. You'll see it for yourself,
and the thing
man.
It's so bad, Rich, that it was a time where I had my hand up and just left it up, and Mr. Shanahan looked at me, went around me all crazy because he didn't want to hear what I had to say. It took Mr. Romeo, James Romeo, to say he raised his hand and he was behind me.
Right.
He called on him.
Right. And he had given him your question.
And that
give his turn, right.
And Romeo said, well, yeah, I'm going to raise my hand because Clarence had his hand up and he had a question. And like, dude, it took that. Dude, you can look at your officials and argue with them. I mean, our members and argue with us. But you won't fight the company or the member or the IBT.
And like he said, on Saturday's meeting about this whole right to work thing. They're scared about right to work because Scott Wagner and everything like that. I get that. But it's not going to be because of Scott Wagner if he gets elected, or Trump, or a Republican, whatever. It's because of our own people. Our own people is going to give way to right to work. You can't expect people to keep paying for something that they're just not going to get.
Yeah,
you can't. You know what I mean? And I'm going to continue to pay regardless of right to work or not, because I believe in the members. I believe in the union. I don't believe in the officials, but we can change that.
You know what?
We can change that.
You know what? It ain't, like I said, it ain't Wagner. It ain't Scott Wagner.
Right.
The fact is, the reason why our officials are afraid of right to work is because you don't do your job.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
Because if you do your job, people are going to
pay for it. They'll pay for it.
Right now, there are more right to work states than it is not.
Right.
And in those right to work states, the unions are still thriving because the membership, because the leaders don't have a choice but to do what the members say. Because if you don't do the job, you opt out.
Right.
So our local leaders know that if this became a right to work state, probably almost one of the members told Rich he's gonna be the only one paying dues.
Yeah. That's what he told me. That's what he told me.
Because the fact is, because of the way they treat their members here in Local 623, why would anybody want to pay union dues to these guys? Like me personally, I'ma still pay too because I believe in the members.
Right.
Not the official, I believe in the membership.
Right.
But the fact is, they're afraid of right to work because then it gives people a voice. And the way the union works nowadays, they don't want the members to have a voice. They want to take it away.
Right. That's what one member asked me when this first came out. She asked me, she said, hey, Hook, man, is it true?
10 o'clock. Tell 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
For the union meeting start at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, union meeting starts every third Saturday at 10 o'clock. She asked me, she said, hey, look, in right to work states, if you opt out, I heard that you don't get, you don't get a chance to vote or you don't have a voice. I said, that's true. She said, well, Hook, I pay here every week. And they just took my voice. I mean, how do you answer that? I mean, I was like, I had nothing to say.
Actually, like in in the right to work state, if you don't pay union dues, you still get represented by the union.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a right. You don't have a vote, but they took our vote away. 54% of people voted, and
Right.
it didn't count.
Right.
So they took our vote away. They took our voice away. And the other thing that you can say is, if we go on strike, you don't get. You're not entitled to strike for it. But this union is afraid to go to even go that far.
Yeah.
So I'm asking, if I'm asking the IBT, tell me, why should I join the union?
Well, they're gonna tell you. They're gonna tell you the script. They're gonna say, "Hey, look, you want to improve benefits, improve wages, improve working conditions,
Yeah, but
and all that kind of stuff." That's
all
what
these
they're gonna
other
tell you.
all these other non-union shops are making more than us. See, that's the thing. The problem is, we are supposed to be the ones that set the standard. The union is the ones who's supposed to set the standard. And Amazon did the 180 ones. They flipped the script on us. They're setting the standard. And then, right after Amazon came out with 15, FedEx came out with 1550.
Oh, they did too.
Yeah. FedEx came out with I think Jumbo put it up.
1550.
Something about up to 1550. They hire. So they're the one. It's the non-union shops that's setting the standard. So our leaders need to be focusing on this. They need to be seeing this because the world sees.
Yeah, the world is watching, and the world is. That's why they got so many articles that come out about about what just happened. You know what I mean? I don't get it, man. I don't.
But articles not to benefit us. The articles is to benefit the big businesses. So it's telling people
Why join
this
the
is
union?
what the union is doing to their own people. So as a union, now the contract is not ratified just yet because they still have to do those supplements.
Right? And everybody that's asking about your retro check. Now this is the part that bothered me a little bit today. Now, I had a couple of people come upstairs and say, "Hey, look, hey Hook, when I'm gonna get my retro check?" The heavyset guy and the guy with the glasses told me if I voted yes, I was gonna get my retro check. I said, no, not my retro check. They said the heavyset guy and the guy with the glasses from the union told me if I voted yes, then I was gonna get my raise, and I don't see it yet. And they was like, well, that's why I voted yes, because I wanted to get my raise. See, that stuff right there bothered me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was messed up. They would go that low to get this vote, to get this contract passed. They only told part of it. They ain't tell all of it. I just don't get them dudes, man. I don't know what happened to them. Maybe they always been like that. You know what I mean? I just don't know what happened to those guys in office, man.
You know what?
I don't know what happened to them.
No, they was always like that. I mean, here's an example. There's a lot of football guys out there. When Deion Branch played with Tom Brady, this guy was he was amazing.
Yeah.
Put him somewhere else,
Bum.
he was a bum. So they were made better by, I guess, somebody else who was there. But once you're put in that position,
Right.
then your true colors come out.
Right.
So my thing is, it's easy to hide behind a strong person and be strong.
That's true.
But then when it's time for you to be strong and stand on your own,
Right. Your true colors.
your true colors come out.
That's true.
That's why I believe that.
I agree. I agree with that, man. Yeah, the true colors. Man, these guys, man. And you know what else bothers me a little bit, man? Kevin Malley, man. That whole situation, how they did that. That was kind of. He didn't even let us know, and we stewards on the shift that he was the BA on.
Yeah.
And didn't he let us know that he was going to quit or whatever the case may be, and stuff like that, man. That it just drives more of a wedge between you and them, and you hate to say it's you and them, against them, but that's the way it seemed. I don't understand why that this is like this. It shouldn't. A contract time, clients, we should be more together.
What did we say the last contract?
What's that?
The last contract, because I asked Shanahan to meet. Contract time, we should be excited.
Yes, right.
And I said, Shanahan, we should be excited when it's contract time because now we're worrying about. Because now we can say, look, this is what we're going to fight for. This is what we're going to get. company making record profits,
Right.
so we should benefit as well.
Right.
And I told him, I don't feel excited. What I feel is I'm afraid.
Right.
And I'm afraid that
This was going to happen.
I'm afraid that you're going to shove a contract down my throat.
And this what
I'm
happened.
afraid of what I'm going to lose.
Right.
And look what happened.
Right.
We lost. We got low cost drivers. We lost. And next contract, I'm going to be even more afraid because of what happened this time.
Well, I'm praying, Clarence, that we get new leaders all the way around. That way, this won't happen again. You know what I mean? I think in my heart, Clarence, I believe, man, that people are finally waking up and seeing these guys for who they are. Not just here, but in the IBT level as well. Because you can't preach unity and we're going to fight for your voice, we're going to protect this, that, and the other, and then they give everything away. Because systematically, man, they're giving everything away. 2013, it was the health care, 4-year progressions. Then they added the 4-year progression to the air drivers now. I mean, all these things keep happening. The harassment language didn't change. They just put some bows on it to make it sound like they did something. They ain't do anything. You know.
Yeah, you got to comment on that. That's good.
What she said, as soon as you... Yeah, man. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, let them know. Let them know what's going on. Because they got to get to that meeting and let their voices be heard. Because if not, we're going to be in the same boat day in and day out. And I don't know about you guys, man, but we can't keep going down this road.
Yeah.
We can't, because at the end of it is nothing for us. It's nothing for us. And it keep happening over and over again. That's why when you get this paper that we're going to have going out, you make sure you sign it. You know, make sure you put your name on it so we can have the proper transparency in this local from now on, no matter who's in office, because it's got to take place. It's got to take place, because we can't just keep having this over and over again.
You know, like we told Shane, I'm tired of losing.
Yeah, man, you got to get tired of it after a while, and we keep losing. We keep losing every day. We keep losing. You keep losing. But hey, look, we're gonna get out of here. You know, we get ready for the Poor People's Economic and Human Rights Campaign show with our sister. She here? She here?
Nice.
All right. We got our brother here, Galen. He gonna come and do the show. And yeah, make sure y'all still stay tuned for the 92.9 WOM South Philadelphia Community Radio to check that show out. A lot of stuff going on in the community. A lot of our members live in these areas that our guys help out. So please, listen to the show, and we're going to get out of here. We love you guys. Sign that petition. We got about a year left, y'all. 1 year left. Either you're going to be on the right side of history, or you're going to keep going down this same road. Our local will be 100 years next year. 100. And I promise you, if you give us a chance, the 101 year will not be like any other year. But you got to give us a chance. That's all we're asking for, is a chance. Is a chance to show you guys what we can do. All right, we love you guys. God bless. 623 Lives Matter. Peace out.